I am thrilled to demonstrate to you Enchanting version 0.0.3. This part that you can see is called the front end. It is using remote sensor connections to talk to a part called the back end. The back end is written in late host, which is Java for the NXT, and part of it runs on the computer. It does need to be installed properly for this to work. So let's start by playing a little tune. When the green flag is clicked, we can play a note. Let's play a different note here. 60 is a C, 61 is a C sharp, 62 is a D. Alright, we'll play 62, and let's give ourselves an E here. I will turn on the NXT, and hit the green flag. Alright, well let's play through a whole octave here. So I'm going to move those off to the side. We will create a variable called note. We will set our note to start at middle C, which as we just saw was a 60. And then we want to loop through this several times. An octave contains 8 full notes, or 12 notes if you include the sharps and flats. We're going to change the note by 1 after we play the note. And here we will play the note, but we want that to play whichever note's in our variable called note. And let's try this. Excellent. Well, what if we wanted to use some of our sensors for input? Let's, instead of doing it like that, we will play a note based on what the light sensor sees. So here we'll look at the light sensor brightness and play it for half a beat. That sounds great. Let's do this until we press a button. Let's see. Repeat until, and then under sensing, button pressed. Okay, so it will keep playing the note until the button's pressed based on the light sensor brightness. I have here a gradient, and I will move this under the light sensor. When it's on the black, it will get a lower reading and produce a lower note. And when it's over the white, it will get a higher reading and thus produce a higher note. And when we push the button, there we go, it stopped for us. Okay, so that worked nicely. You see I've got some motors attached. Let's try using them. I should note that you can put multiple green flags down and they'll do things at the same time. This motor over here is the left motor and this one is the right motor. So, if we set the left motor speed to 360 degrees per second, we can tell it to rotate 360 degrees, so this should spin around once. Let's give that a shot. And if I want to go the other way, I can tell it to rotate negative 360 degrees. Perhaps more interesting though is I can use it to control the speed of this one. We will use the same setup we used before. Repeat until the button is pressed, and we will tell it to drive the right motor. We can choose this way and that way, they're just opposite directions. We'll tell it to drive it, and we will constantly set the speed of the right motor to be based on the speed of the left motor, or rather the angle of the left motor. So if it starts here, this will be angle 0, wherever it starts. And if I turn it here, say 90 degrees, I want this to spin at about 900 degrees a second. So I need to multiply this angle by 10. So we use our times block. Take the angle of the left motor, multiply it by 10, and set that to the speed of the right motor. And let's give this a go. It's not moving. And there you go. Thank you so much for watching this brief demonstration of Enchanting.